I mean, definitely the 2 minutes you don't interrupt unless they interrupt, and I don't think they did very many times. But afterwards, in sort of the free-for-all period, the only times we would interrupt is if they interrupted each other or if they completely got off point. I mean, and I co-anchor a Sunday show here, so I'm a little used to that rhythm of when you think you can jump in. People are always, again, if the moderator's jumping in all the time, you kind of become the story, so just move on. But like on the Sunday show, it's just sort of, okay, this has gone on too long, and the person's already made their talking points, and people are always going to criticize you. Why did you interrupt them and not the other person? The principal reason is because if they are getting completely off point and not answering the question, you want to kind of guide them back to that question. If by time 3 they're still not answering the question, move on.
Hi, Martha. Nice to see you. I'm James from the Philippines, and well, I'm probably going to steer away from the more serious aspects of the debate, seeing as how America, more than any other country that I know of, has used comedy to actually process a lot of the things going on during a debate. And I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm sure you've seen the SNL sketch of your debate. So I'd just like to get your opinion on how relevant that is in terms of actually achieving the end goal of any debate, which is to inform people and to help them form their opinions of the candidates. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
The comedy stuff is obviously pretty fun, and it's here we have a lot of comedy, we have lots of taking on this election. I think through the last decade, really, there's been more and more of that's shaped the election. And you see the candidates going to comedy shows, you see them going to late night talk shows, you see them engaging in this, and they particularly want to do that probably for the younger viewers. For me, I'll get a little personal here, for my own experience, it's pretty strange at 11:30 on a Saturday night to turn the TV on and see someone playing you. They did it in 2012 after the VP debate. Kate McKinnon, who now plays Hillary Clinton, played me, and that was just a couple of days after the debate, and I had no idea, and they did the cold open to the show. And then this year turning it on and seeing that, and it's pretty strange. A few days after the VP debate, I got lovely, I mean, to me, one of the most important, my favorite aspect of all of this, and is that young men and young women in particular come up to me, and they look up to you. I mean, that's to me the biggest pressure going in there, is that I gotta do this for particularly young women out there. I really do. I gotta do well for them. So after that first debate, the VP debate, a lot of young women were coming up, and young men too, and and one young woman came up. I was at some event in New York a few days later, and the young woman comes up and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you." And I said, "Oh, excited to meet you too." And she said, "I'm Kate McKinnon. I played you on Saturday Night Live." But it's definitely fun. I mean, it's the only time that my son, who's in his 20s, thinks I'm cool. Debate, not think that. But if your mom's on Saturday Night Live, he likes it. But I think it's back to your original point. I think it's been pretty profound. I mean, what comedy can do is go right for a person's perceived weakness. I mean, look at Kate McKinnon, who played Hillary on this last Saturday. I mean, she went for the, programmed candidate. So they go right for what people are talking about, right what those candidates are probably working on right now to correct. I'm sure they look at that and they know it's that. So I think it's played an incredibly important role. I think there's been, and the candidates know it as much as we do.
Thank you.